Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Schengen Story magazine is an African international bi-monthly magazine based in Milan, Italy, and founded in 2016. The publication focuses on personalities, fashion, style, entrepreneurship, and culture for Africans. Though articles on food, movies, fitness, music, travel, sports, technology, and books are also featured. Our lives full of best stories. A lot can happen in a month. Expand your mind, change your world. Get Schengen Story magazine's full editions. Celebrating Africans make an impact. Read better, the inside story. Your fashion magazine for a better lifestyle. Inspiring stories for you. Your monthly dose of entertainment. A better mind, keeping you updated.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Hello, viewers around the world. You're welcome. Another Monday week starts, third day of November 2025, and I'm here, Mike Godwin Iwejoa. We're here on our Monday program, Between the Lines. Between the Lines is a program that we use as a week starter. It's also the news that brings up all that has happened probably during the weekend, and we put it all together. We know that news fly around every minute. And like we say, you need the ability to connect with what matters and stay up to date. So you are welcome. SSM Between the Lines. SSM is Africans in Diaspora and Africans in back home also. This is the leading network for now. This is where discussions are put out. This is where updates are done. So this is what we've come to do. And I'm here to do this. Hopefully, coordinators from different corners join. Before we go into the story, let's bring to date some of the occurrences, some of the things we've been following. lot's happening. Where everybody knows what happened during the weekend. Trump, United States president, went to his Truth Social platform and made that very explosive post, very explosive. He asked Pentagon to map out possible plan of attack in Nigeria. That attack will be centered on the north of Nigeria, where a lot has been happening. A lot has been happening, really. I wish my men were here to talk about it. But if you're also watching, you could bring in your input on this. Let's discuss this. Joining us now is George Chukwu. George Chukwu from Toronto, Canada. George, you're welcome. George, can you hear me? Okay, George is not hearing me. Anyway, George, can you hear me now? I can hear you, and I can't. You can't hear me. Anyway, I think that will be rectified. George, I need you to be here so we can talk on what the news that's flying, news that's in headlines around. Yes. Okay. So viewers, that's it. The United States president went to his Truth Social platform and made that explosive post. Trump said he's asking the Pentagon, that's the security arm of the United States government, to map out possible attack on the north of Nigeria. Now the story is that sometime last year, we all know, those of you that have been following this story, sometime in I think it was this year, September of this year, the United States Secretary of State was given 90 days of passage to submit a report to the Congress, listing Nigerian officials, governors, judges, monarchs, and many people for tolerating violence were done to some group of people. Now let me say it here that it wasn't just the Christians or the particular. George, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Nice.
Beautiful,
George,
beautiful.
I was all alone analyzing on my own. Well, it's good to have you. How are you, Big George? How are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful. I want to welcome viewers from around the world on our Monday Between the Lines, the global audience.
Nice, George. Nice. Okay, George. We're not going too far. We're just doing some small preambles. We're talking on this news that's shaking everywhere. Ground attack, ground operation, airstrikes could be part of United States attack in Nigeria, George. And this is what Trump has said. He made this explosive tweet on his social platform Truth on Saturday, and since then, everywhere has been shaking. George, what's from your corner? What do you have on this?
Well, we've heard about this news. This has been trending, recently since, it just came about not too long ago when a pastor was actually burying masses of people that were killed in the northern part of Nigeria, and then was crying out and was calling on Trump. So what we saw was Reno Omokri, who brought a couple of government officials to Nigeria to prove otherwise. Although that Reno Omokri himself has been crying out about the genocide that was taking place in the Middle Belt about Christians, but now, in his usual way, he changed his tone and wanted to prove that it is not so. So when these people came to Nigeria, they discovered that actually there was some, genocidal type of situation going on, because they were actually denying and telling the American government there was nothing like IDP camp. But when they got there, they discovered that there was IDP camp, and this thing has been there for many, many years. So the rhetoric right now all over the place is that, oh, well, how can Trump be threatening Nigeria as a sovereign nation? No, the problem we have right now, since 2009, Boko Haram was created in the northern part of Nigeria. There have been causing havoc and chaos all over, in both in the northern and the middle belt. Now, granted, Boko Haram Actually, sometimes they kill some Christians and sometimes they kill some Muslims. But in the middle belt, there is what you call Islamic militia people that have been displacing these people, killing them for hundreds, thousands of them, as a matter of fact. This is what Nigeria is refusing to accept as facts. So they put, everybody is suffering. There's a mass killing with Boko Haram and all that kind of stuff. No, what we are talking about, what Trump is talking about, what they discovered in Nigeria was the Islamic militia that is trying to displace the people in the Plateau, Borno State, and all the rest of them. Many of them have been in ID camp for many, many years. 3 governments have been unable to do anything, and they are trying to, malign Trump for saying, if you don't stop it, we will come and help you. That's what he's saying. He's not coming up to Nigeria to destroy Nigeria. He's coming if you are unable. 3 administrations from Jonathan, Buhari was part of the whole problem. And today, again, we see masses of Christians being buried. Tell me, Muslims are being killed. No, wait a minute. No, you need to pay attention to this. How many times have there been attack on Muslims where you see masses of Muslims being buried? Cite one.
Okay.
No, cite one, because that is none.
Yeah, we'll be going back and forth with ourselves on this. Now, hear this. You mentioned some personality. People might not know those names, so we like to describe who those people are. You mentioned a name called Reno Omokri. For some of our viewers, they might not know who that is. He was a young man in the government of Jonathan. Jonathan Goodluck, and I think he was his media camp or something. So that regime also wasn't just about Omokri. That regime had the other people from the side, the APC government, APC side, going all the way to the United States to complain that the north of Nigeria is being wiped out by Islamic and all of this. Remember, they came to the United States under Obama. You remember then? And they complained to Obama to take control, that the north is. So, and this is the same crop of politicians that are in power now. They are the same people that are in power now. Now, they are not owning up to the fact that what they complained of that time is still what is happening. Now they are saying it's not true. None of those things are happening. But it's happening, George. So do we also say, is this a boomerang kind of thing? What comes around goes around. They went against Jonathan during his time, complaining, and now it is coming on them too. Well, you look at it like that.
Whether it's a boomerang effect or non-boomerang effect, the facts still remain. The facts are there. The facts are there. We have the facts. We have those people who went to complain to Obama. They are the current government as we speak. They are the current government. So under Buhari, excuses were being flying left, right, and center because he was actually inside, influencing what was going on. So today, as we speak, if it wasn't for that pastor that was crying out, if it wasn't for Reno Omokri who falsely brought these people to Nigeria to come and prove that there are no terrorist acts against Christians, and they discovered the truth. If it wasn't for that, the American government will not be paying attention to what has been going on in Nigeria. But what we are saying today is this: the government cannot. If they cannot, why not allow Trump to come and wipe these people out? That's the question. Why can they allow? If you are unable to wipe these people out, you don't have the capability or the capacity to do so. The man is telling you, take care of this or I will come and do it myself. So what is wrong with that? Are there not lives being lost by this Islamic militia group? Look at this. Look at thousands of people being killed. And then we're still there giving excuses. I am so ashamed of some of these news pontificators, because they come out there, they're all afraid, they cannot tell the truth. Look at the one we mentioned before. Go back into to X right now. You will find where he was actually attacking the then government and talking about Christian genocide. Now today he's changing
Okay.
his mouth. That, as a matter of fact,
So you
let
see,
me leave that alone.
yeah, you see that yeah, the Nigerian politics is really messed up. I mean, there are no truthful feelings, no transparency, no. It's just bunch of interest. Everybody's
This
fighting
this
for
is
their
the
own
reason why
interest.
we still
Their own
remain where
interest.
we are. We are not going anywhere
Okay.
until we
Well,
face the
let's give
truth.
it run. Mhm.
Go
Give a
ahead.
run through of what is happening, viewers. What is happening during the weekend? Like we said, Donald Trump said he's asking the Pentagon to map out possible plan to attack to come on Nigeria. Now, what we're following, the news has it that 12 Nigerian governors and some other officials may also face sanctions with this finding. And we're also following that Chad, as at this evening, the Chad border between Nigeria and Chad has been closed. Chad has shut down his border. We also hear that there are security chiefs meeting in Abuja now with Tinubu. And earlier on, we heard Tinubu will meet with Trump. But now we're hearing that Tinubu might be at the G20, rather, and probably give his statement at the G20. So this is it. This one we're following. It's a serious issue. A lot of people are not happy about what's happening in the north of Nigeria, and it's even coming down. Yesterday there was an attack in somewhere in central Nigeria. That's Kwara State. Central. There was a militia group attack in a small town in Kwara State, Nigeria. George, now let's move further. Let's not sit beyond this. Ted Cruz, the ambassador, the Republican Senator Ted Cruz, he's more particular about this. Yes. Some people say maybe it's also the mineral they want to come take from that part of Nigeria because
don't pay attention to this nonsense. You know, I saw some pastors coming out to talk nonsense, talking about mineral. No, this thing could not have gone to them if it was not a continuous mess that is taking place in Nigeria. Let's call a fact the fact. Let's call the truth the truth. Let's speak truth of power. You know, we always gonna, bend the rules and, want to blame this and blame that. Why is it happening? Since the first people that went to ID camp, have they returned back to their ancestral land? Up until today. The first people that went to ID camp, the first ID camp we had in Nigeria was when Liberia was having, problems in there. Today, it is our own people from the middle belt that are flooding the place. None of them are going back to the ancestral land because the ancestral land is being used to feed cows and cattle. This is exactly what is going on. They are being displaced, being killed, and most of them are Christians. So let's not forget, what is happening in the north is happening in the north, but let's not forget the genocidal mess that is going on by Islamic militias that are coming in the middle of the night when people are sleeping and massacring these people and chasing them all away and burning their houses so that they will not be able to return back. No, we need to speak truth to power here because I have seen that most newscasters are afraid to speak the truth. They bend it and they want to use law or whatever to bend the truth and make it, everybody's dying in Nigeria. No, not everybody is dying and being displaced. Let's talk about what's happening in the middle belt. They are being displaced. Most of them are Christians. That's why Trump is doing what he's doing. That's why he is threatening to come and wipe these people away.
George, your Eastern brother and Governor Soludo also came up to say it's not a religious thing. That they're in the southeast of Nigeria, the Southerners, fellow brothers are killing their brothers. Soludo said loud.
All these are politicians that are afraid of Tinubu. Listen, stop. Let's stop. I don't even want to announce all this. All these weak, small ball leaders that are out there talking nonsense. Let's face facts. Facts are there. If you want, we will do a special show where I will bring statistical facts to show how many people that have died in the Middle Belt, how many that are in the IDP camp that have not gone back to their ancestral lands, and most of these places are vacant right now because they cannot go back. Their houses are burnt down. So let's face fact. I don't want to hear all these little
George, listen, you're a media man. You don't get emotional.
Yes, I am a media man. I'm going to be
but
there. But
listen, what I'm saying is, accept the fact that so many people
I will condemn it openly.
Accept the fact that many people will not have the same views like you. Yes, there will be these kind of
because they're lying through their teeth. They are lying through their teeth. That's what I'm saying. Whether they have it or not, facts are there. We can present facts statistically, show it up here, and show them. Let's find out where the massacres are taking place.
Yes. We are following some updates coming in. Some people are it's a very crucial thing, George. So you are standing on the point of, yes, America can go in and help Nigeria government in that area of this insurgency, these rough necks, and these people that are causing real gruesome deaths in the life of innocent Nigerians, innocent people, village being wiped out, young children, girls. I mean, this is not, it's crazy. But you have Trump, George, let's look at it from another side. The story is that most times America do this to help in some cases, but it turns around, you know. Sometimes it's also because nobody goes to war at most point without counting the cost. Nobody goes to war without having a gain eventually. So yes, we know that in the north there are heavy deposit of mineral resources, heavy. In fact, the north of Nigeria has what will maybe keep Nigeria on for the next generation, because what they have are things that the world needs now, not the crude oil and all of these things that were dying in the south. Those ones might be obsolete very soon. What the north has are minerals that they need now. This new mineral that's going on with the new inventions, new ideas that are coming. So don't you also think that this might be America's way of coming in?
Motivation behind Trump, this attention on this Christian genocide in Nigeria. What was the motivation? When did he hear about it? Was it not recently? Was it not because of the massacre of what took place in the north, when they were burying masses of Christians that were buried, and the pastor was there crying out and calling on Trump to pay attention to what is going on in Nigeria? Was it not? What was Trump thinking about the minerals in Nigeria or the oil that is in Nigeria? And by the way, these minerals that we are talking about, is it part of our GDP? How much are we making out of it? Since we have oil, have natural gas, and have that one, how much are we making out of it when it is in the north? Or is it because of the oil in the south that we are using? Look at the masses of people that are being buried. What you need to do, we need to do a special show to bring all these pictures and the statistical analysis of what has been going on in the Middle Belt and in the northern part of Nigeria, when they will come and kill hundreds of Christians, and then mass burial. I mean, come on, man. We are deflecting from the fact. We are trying to blame mineral, blame this. What was the motivation for Trump? Listen to what he said. Read what he wrote. It is all about Christians being killed in Nigeria, which we know is true and has been happening for many years. How many decades now? 2 or 3 decades. I mean, come on. All the people that are giving excuses are deflecting from the main truth. Are there Muslims being killed by Boko Haram? Yes. In the north. Then what we are talking about is people being killed by Islamic jihadists who are taking over the Middle Belt, driving these people out, coming in the middle of the night, burning their houses, and then they go to ID camp, and the government have done nothing up until today. All they do is
let me help you, George. George, actually, it is not a recent thing. I don't think it was also just that video the pastor did last week. That is coming from, it's almost 6 years now. I remember 2020, December of 2020, United States Department of a particular department in the United States actually set aside Nigeria as a country of particular concern. That was the first time that word was used, 2020. And it was due to what was termed that time as a systematic, ongoing violation of religious freedom. And that was when a Boko Haram attack was really very intense. So it's a 6-year thing. So they've been studying this all along, and remember they introduced that bill last 2 months, September, bill that gives the state, the Secretary of State, the 90 days of passage to submit a report to the Congress. And that was when some officials came to Nigeria to see all that was happening. It's something that has been on. They've been looking at this, and now they think it's time to act. Now, George, still on this story, what we heard from the government side of Nigeria is that Bola Bayo Nonuga says that Tinubu acted ahead of Trump's military threats. He also said that Tinubu changing the service chiefs and reorganizing the security is to protect the sovereignty of Nigeria. That was what Bola Nonuga said. But do we see a situation where this service change? Yeah, respond. Yeah,
Okay,
just go ahead.
You see how we run away from the truth, how we bend the truth to fit our narrative. Do you see that? We know that there was what you call an alleged attempted coup in Nigeria. And many of these service chiefs were involved, and they were sacked for this particular reason. They were not sacked because, Bola Ahmed Tinubu all of a sudden woke up in the morning and said, these service chiefs are not, buying trying to save Nigeria. No, there was a coup attempt in Nigeria.
But George, last week, you didn't agree. You didn't agree to the coup attempt talk. You said, no, we need to hear from the government.
No, I said from the government until they come out to tell us the truth. If you paid attention, I said alleged, but we know it's true. But until they come out and agree that there was a coup attempt, we're going to be calling it alleged coup attempt. So when they come out truly and say the truth, then we will say factually there's a coup. But we know there is a coup. But until then, like I said last week, until then, now all of a sudden, we're talking about the reason why the new service chiefs are coming in was simply because there was an alleged attempted coup in Nigeria. That is the reason. It's not because of insurgency. It's not because the other ones were not doing right. Do you understand? So let's not bend the truth. Sometimes it is okay to become an enemy because you're telling the truth, but tell the truth anyway. That is what's happening in Nigeria. You see the news channels are bending trying to legalize or bend the truth and, beat around the bush rather than telling the truth as it is. The truth of the matter is based on this, we saw our president rightfully commanding them and telling them what to do, how to protect the nation. But talk is cheap. We've been talking.
Talk is cheap.
Talk is cheap.
But we need life to be
saved. We need people to return back to the ancestral lands. Let the government bring money to build the houses so they can return back to the ancestral land. This is the foot belt of Nigeria, and we're here playing games. That's nonsense.
All right, George. See, hold tight. We're still on this topic because it's crucial. It's very serious. So we're taking a small break. Come back and continue. Now we're looking at it from another angle, George. So be here and let's dive in. So viewers, this is it. Between the Line is our program on week starter today, the 3rd of May, the 3rd of November, 2025, and we're here between the lines. So see you on the other side. Thank you.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines.
All right, viewers, you're welcome back. Second half of our program Between the Lines. My name is Godwin, and I'm here with George Chukwu from Toronto, Canada. Georgie, now let's look at this. Yeah, this whole thing is really is getting out of hand. But I want to say this: when America says something, they mean it. You know, I mean, you live with them. When they say anything, they mean it, and they don't bluff. They don't joke with things. Also, when an act like this, like what I've studied from the past, the fact that Trump is saying this means that they've already sworn in. They are probably there stationed somewhere already, George. I know what this guy can do.
I know what they can also do. But you see, one of the major problems I have with our country is this. And that is the reason why it is so sad that we cannot face the truth. We cannot face the truth. And that is the major problem. You see one person talking from one side of their mouth one day because of political affiliation or religious, or whatever. And then tomorrow, they change their tone and start talking from the other side. You see, one of the major problems, now listen to this though. The facts of the matter is, and that is the reason why this young man from Arise News, I will always hail him for standing for the truth. Hussein Rufai. Rufai is the only one that can come out with big balls and speak the truth as it's supposed to be. Because you can say that Nigerians are dying, brothers are killing brothers, Muslims are killing Muslims, Christians are killing Christians, whatever the case might be. But the truth of the matter is we are denying the facts of what's taking place in the Middle Belt. Go and find out. The fact of the matter is we need help. If we cannot do it, and it's evident that we cannot do it. And let me tell you something else. One of the lies we're telling ourselves is this. How many jihadists, how many of these Islamic jihadists or Islamic people that have been captured have been taken to court? Show me one. How many of them? Recently, 2 weeks ago, a governor from the north is budgeting $2.something billion naira that they will use to take care of some of these young men that are, the Islamic militia. Yeah, 200 and some. We saw it with ourselves where they have been sitting down, negotiating with them, and then giving them money because they are part of them. Therefore, it is not a crime. How many of them are in jail languishing today? How many of them have been gone through the court and then be sentenced to, to prison for killing and destroying churches and destroying mosques? How many? None. None. So we're lying to ourselves. We are lying to ourselves. If we want to face the truth, we will be delivered. But when we continue to lie, we will go through this motion with no progress. And that's all it is. It is so sad. It is so sad. And the reason why many of us in the South are not saying anything or everybody's getting killed is simply because our loved ones are not involved. When our loved ones are involved, then you will begin to see it.
Okay, let's get our viewers involved also. Our viewers are watching and writing, bringing their comments. Ian Benson says, does Nigeria need help? Absolutely. From the United States? Absolutely not. I like that Trump does not sugarcoat his words. According to him, he is inviting Nigeria to fight the extremists, Islamists, the enemies of the U.S. Trump is not invading Nigeria for the interests of Nigerian people. It's dangerous. Let's remember Yemen, Libya, and even Ukraine. Innocent children, men and women die, and still the perpetrators were not brought to book. War is business for America. These are strong words. George, this counters some of what you're saying. Emma, strong words you've said here. We don't know where you're getting your news from, but this sounds like you have some updates too. Thank you for putting up that, George. This is what a lot of people are saying in Nigeria now. A lot of people are saying America is not. America is saying people are saying America is not in that position to be like a judge and fight for you rightly. They said this is what the street is saying.
The point is,
George, it's not me.
The point is this: the facts are there. The truth is right there, right in our faces, whether we like it or not. And we say, is Trump saying that he's going to come and take over? He never says so. He said, by the Islamist jihadis that are causing this problem, killing Christians, or I will come and help you do it. Is he talking about Nigeria? Are they not in Sambisa forest and all over the places? Are they in the villages? No. They're not like what is going on in Gaza, where the Hamas are mingled with, with a bunch of citizens. No, these people are in the forest. When they come in groups with motorcycles and everything. They burn houses, they kill people, and then they go back and they take their properties. And they make sure that they burn their houses so that they will not be able to come back. Tell me what that is. You people that are giving excuses and trying to say, do we say we are inviting Trump? Trump is telling you, take care of it or I will come and do it. That's what he's saying.
Right, Joy. That's what he's saying. Yes, mix emotions, mix talk. Everybody's saying their own. But you see, the thing is, we need to understand that Nigeria is at the crossroad at this point. Too many things, when it's like a crack in the wall. A crack in the wall. When there's a crack, it begins to expand. Many things, it begins to enlarge. So too many things. We have all kind of problems, economical problems. Some people will not admit that there are economical problems. We have security problems. Some people will not admit also that there are security problems. We have social problems. We have everything. And people will tell you, no, it's not so. It's not true. It's this, it's that. But we can see it and we can say, yes, these things are issues that should be addressed. Now, George, thank you very much. You're putting it well, George. Let's do some small other news, then we go off. The small other news is that Netherlands has finished cooperation with Nigeria. Netherlands is trying to have a kind of arrangement with Nigeria where the goods sent from Netherlands can. I mean, there'll be that ease of movement from both countries. Trade and businesses will enhance. This is what we heard from the Netherlands side too. John, I don't know if you have that news. Our Controller General of Customs, that's Adewale Adeni. He led a delegation from Nigeria to the customs side of Netherlands, and they agreed on this business to enhance flow of business, to enhance goods coming in and all of that. And there are quite some goods coming in from Netherlands too. So, George, do you have anything on that? Because this came in to me this morning. But we could move on also to other news. Sadly, there was a powerful earthquake in Afghanistan. George, you heard about that? Afghanistan.
Let's talk about this one also. The Controller General of Customs, Adewale Adeni, has led a delegation from Nigeria Customs Service, to the Netherlands for 2 days. This is stemming from, the tariff situation. The tariff situation from Trump has shaken the whole world, whereby everybody is now, negotiating with other countries, for trade and ease of trade, which I applaud our president for doing this. It is important that we cannot depend on a particular place because the whole world is shaking right now. Now you see a whole lot of countries, renegotiating their trade agreements with other countries, which is beautiful. So now things are changing. There's a paradigm shift the way we used to think about trade. Trump is using it, to control things and shake other nations. But now Nigeria is moving forward. I applaud our president's government for doing this. It is a welcome news, but also let us make sure that whatever that is being allowed to come into Nigeria, the protocols will not destroy them. Because this is most of the thing. The government or the president might have a good idea, but when they implement all those things, all of a sudden there's a whole lot of red tapes and bureaucracies that will stop that thing or mess it up or even derail people from using it or benefiting from it because of bribery and corruption. So let's make sure that when it is done, that is going to be a free flow of goods and services, and it's going to be vice versa, benefiting both countries.
Vice versa, benefiting both countries. Good one, George. Yeah, so there you go, viewers. Nigeria now signs a cooperation deal with Netherlands to enhance trade, like George said, port efficiency between the two countries, trade efficiency, and all of that. And that sounds good. But let's look also at some other news from other countries. Well, this morning there was an earthquake in Afghanistan and 20 people were killed. That was the news that was sent to us. It doesn't sound good at all. I think there's a clip on that too. Let the studio play a clip on that. So that these are carnage of the earthquake. People, house broken down, and buildings are normally very strong buildings and poor. So there you go. Afghanistan earthquake, 20 dead. Said the magnitude was about 6.3. Yeah, I think 6.3.
Yes.
Many people died. Many also injured. This morning, Monday. George, you guys had that news.
Yes, they're saying that that they're expecting casualties to increase as research.
Yeah.
I mean, as the efforts are being made to lives and all that. That they're expecting that at the end of the day that casualties might increase. It is a very sad situation, but this is one of those things also that is happening when it comes to when it comes to what you call in the biblical aspect of things. There's going to be a rise in earthquakes in diverse places, and that's what you're seeing in Afghanistan and around the world.
Right, George. Thank you. And around the world, also around the world, he said 9 people suffered life-threatening injuries when somebody just went into a train in the UK this on Sunday and stopped. Went on the stabbing spray. Let's see that clip.
A 32-year-old British man is the sole suspect accused of a mass stabbing on a train in England. That's after another man arrested in the case was released on Sunday with no charges. The 35-year-old man who had been arrested earlier was released after officers concluded he was not involved in the attack. Superintendent John Lovelace spoke for the British Transport Police.
And counter-terrorism policing were initially supporting our investigation. However, at this stage, there is nothing to suggest that this is a terrorist incident.
Lovelace said police were still trying to establish a motive for the attack. Eyewitness video verified by...
Okay, yeah, so there you go. 9 people injured because one man goes with a knife and stabs people. Now we see that happening regularly in the UK, George. People walking with assault rifles, machetes and knives, and and going after their fellow human being. It's crazy out there. George, do you have any news from Canada? Is there any update we have from your end?
Well, the only update we have is that our Blue Jays lost to Dodgers a couple of days ago. And then
what does that mean?
in the same night, time change. So we lost 1 hour. So that's why
you lost 1 hour.
That's 1 hour. That's the reason where I was calling you earlier to know how we're going to be able to, align our own timing together. So, and then also,
Yes, Mhm. Go ahead.
yeah. So also, Canada is in a very quiet state. Everything is going fine, right now. But the
Okay.
government, the president, Prime Minister Carney is presenting his budget
Honest.
tomorrow and Wednesday
Okay.
to the House. And then he has a
Okay.
minority government. I think it's only about three or
Mhm.
four people, four
His people.
parliamentarians that are needed. So hopefully the other political parties might join him in order to scale through
Okay.
this. That's where we are right
All
now.
right. Thank you. Yes, thank you, George, for that update. Now, for the time difference, what we do is we follow the Nigerian timing,
Yes.
because it's scattered. Actually, we too had
So,
to do this.
yes.
So
As a matter
we
of
just
fact,
follow the Nigerian timing.
as a matter of fact,
Mhm.
there are people that are fighting over this time change. They want to leave it the same. They don't want to change it
Yes,
anymore because it's causing a lot of
yes,
confusion,
yeah,
psychological, emotional, trauma that
actually,
people are going through. Yeah, so
it's
that's what
Russia was into the daylight time change thing, but after some time they stopped it. They just said no, we can't.
yeah,
So
you know
I
what
think
happened? Let me
Europe.
tell you something else that happened locally. As a result
Okay,
of that, the train
yeah,
system that we have and the bus system that we have, because of that,
mhm,
many people that went to the Blue Jays game were stranded because when the time changed, they did not consider that, to instruct the increase the timing, for the train and the buses. So a lot of
okay,
people were
okay.
stranded, so that's one of the
Talk.
major
You
issues.
see,
So hopefully they will
that's
be able
it.
to just leave it,
That's it.
let the time remain the same all over.
Oh man, George, we need to change that thing. All right, George. Sorry. George, I think we are done with most of the news for today. We'll go Wednesday. Hopefully, we'll be able to more updates. But
Yes.
we're following this Nigerian situation. We're following the Trump
As a matter of
plan.
fact,
We're following
with you on
everything.
Saturday,
Yes.
let's on
Yeah.
Wednesday, let us get some
Mm-hmm.
facts, some statistics together because what is really
Yeah.
paining
Do
me
that.
because people
Mm-hmm.
that are not affected directly, their families are not affected directly. They are trying to, pin this whole situation, turn it around, and, do this.
Yeah.
Even pastors are coming because your church is in
Mm-hmm.
Abuja or so maybe it's in the south or whatever. It's not being affected. Then you're coming to tell us, oh well, it's not this or it's not that. No, when we go through facts, we speak truth to power. Let's get facts
Okay.
together. We need help.
Yeah. So
We
we
need
need
help.
help. So bring us some of those facts. Let's see.
I will
Let's
definitely do that.
also
I will definitely do
weigh
that.
what weigh both end side of the story. And that's what
That's
we
right.
do. George,
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you very much for coming. Dr. Femi was supposed to be here. I don't know what happened. Maybe the time changed too.
I might have affected
Also, some of the ladies were all supposed to be here, but they couldn't. But we did it. We've come. We've done our thing. Viewers, this is it. Between the Lines, the 3rd of November, 2025, and we're looking at issues of insecurity in Nigeria. We're looking at Trump, President of the United States, telling the Pentagon to look into map out plans to see how they can swarm in and take charge. So these are all of more of the stories today. And so welcome, George. You want to say something? You have some last word for today?
I mean, whether we like it or not, whether we like,
Mm-hmm.
no sovereign nation wants to have another nation come and want
Yeah.
to, start, bringing, havoc in your country or, in the name of saving you or whatever the case might be. But let me tell you something. I am so happy that this is happening at this time. But this has been a pain in my heart for many years, and nothing has been done.
Okay.
Government has been playing games. They're playing
Mm-hmm.
around with people's lives.
Playing around.
Because my
people's
question from now until Wednesday is how many
Mhm.
in the IDP camp have been able to return to their homeland? How many?
You see? How many?
How many?
Well, George, imagine living in an IDP camp in your own father's land. I mean, you go to IDP camp when it's a war, you're moved out to another territory, another country, not in your in your ancestral land.
House, for goodness sake. Come on.
Crazy.
No, because the reason why a lot of people can talk nonsense and want to fight against Trump or whatever the case is, because their family members are not affected. If their family members are affected, you will see a change of conversation. You see a paradigm shift in the way they deal with this situation. Because what I want us to do today, all these politicians that are talking nonsense, both from the north and the south, they go home because they have masses of security guards saving them. They can sleep peacefully at home. But now, these people, they sleep with one eye open in the middle belt because they don't know when this militia will come. Islamic militia terrorists will come. They don't know because they are not. You don't know when they will come. So what I am so happy that this thing has become a global situation. That maybe finally we will begin to go to the root causes of all these things and nip it in the bud. Honestly speaking, because enough is enough. Let's stop playing games in that country.
George, another aspect to look at this is social media is a powerful tool, and having your followers, having a strong network of people follow you, is also a great thing to do now. This man is it more like a tweet? He just on his hand, and the thing just ignited everywhere.
And it is good because they discovered it when X came out.
So what I'm saying is encourage us to be on the social media. Let's not be on the negative side of social media. Let's use it productively. Let's also understand the power it has, to do things, do good things. All right, George, thank you.
Awesome. Well, my final words are this: I am still consistently praying for the president of Nigeria. Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu, I am praying for you, sir. Praying for your family. Praying for all the government officials, that God will continue to grant you guys the wisdom that is needed to bring security to our people, productivity to our people, that the youth may be able to find jobs because of building industries in Nigeria. I applaud you, the government, for what you have done with Netherlands. May you continue to do so. May God continue to grant you the wisdom to go forth and do the right thing for our own people, so that there will be a playing ground for the north and the south to dwell together in peace. And we will love one another the way we are supposed to. As the Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. And I pray for Canada too. That prosperity will come to this nation, and God to grant Connie, the wisdom that he needs to ensure that the government is going fine, and the people, the economic chaos that is happening around the world will not affect these countries that we're dwelling in. We thank God for that.
You just keep giving these blessings to all these countries. Nice. I mean, you have to. That's nice. Thank you. So for me, I say also blessings to the country I reside now. Italy is a special country, George. Special. Our Lord Jesus Christ came in the time they were leading, they were rulers. There's a reason for that. So it's a special country, I tell you. George, you will come again next time. Have a beautiful evening, beautiful week start, and God bless you. Viewers, thank you for staying on. Come again Wednesday. Wednesday is 12 p.m. Nigerian time. 12 p.m. Nigerian time. God bless you. Bye-bye.